First exercise I want to introduce is the loaded carry or loaded hold if you don't have any space to move. Okay? All you need is a kettlebell or dumbbell. You want to go as heavy as you can endure, or without pain, or without discomfort in the shoulder complex, and with good technique, with solid posture and shoulder positioning. All you need is kettlebell or dumbbell. You can hold 2 for balance, or you can use 1, which provides much more of a challenge in your core. Okay? This is a great core and hip stability exercise for female athletes, as well as a shoulder and grip exercise. All right, to start, you can just challenge yourself to hold without moving anywhere. Okay? You can walk. You can increase the challenge by having one hand behind your head, pulling that head back in your hand, right, and walking 1 foot in front of the other like you're walking a tightrope. If you don't have a lot of space, you can walk back, forward, and backwards. You can walk side to side. You can karaoke. Okay, 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind. I like that exercise as it challenges the core to keep the torso from falling forward. You're going to feel good stability on this side, again, as I karaoke or sidestep. So loaded carries. Total time per set, you're looking for probably to endure 25 to 30 seconds, much like a core training exercise. I think that's a sufficient starting point for the athletes that we're communicating to. All right. So again, dumbbell, kettlebell. This is about a 50-pound kettlebell. I would use 50 and above. I would prescribe probably 25 and 50 for athletes just starting. Again, the more focus you place on this exercise, okay, the more deliberate you are with this exercise, the harder it will be. But you don't want to recklessly just run with a kettlebell. Okay, stay nice and tall, 1 foot in front of the other. You can do the karaoke 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind, and it'll get the job done. It's also to appreciate that anytime you're holding on to any kind of weight, so if I was doing a lunge or a deadlift with dumbbells, kettlebells, if I'm doing my rear foot elevated split squats, the heavier the load in your hands, the more responsibility there is on the shoulder. As I talked about, this is going to be very specific for shoulder stability and organization throughout the throw zone in this 6 o'clock position. If you've been following the 2014 off-season strength training program, you've done a lot of dumbbell rows. All right, if you want to look back to that exercise, this is going to fulfill the same role fulfill the same benefits as a barbell inverted row or the TRX row, which I'm about to demonstrate. All right, if you have a squat rack or a Smith machine at your gym and a barbell, or you can set it up kind of in this manner. All right, you're going to start kind of below your sternum, a little bit lower. You can always walk your feet forward, all right, to make this more difficult. This is going to fulfill strength and stability, right, into this position where the arm kind of approaches again that would be 3 o'clock position for you. All right, so acceleration, deceleration, compression, stability in that arc of movement. All right, as you see, it's more of a horizontal row. So set up, my hands are just outside my chest. Set up something so you can have your feet against, body in a straight line, perfect posture, pull your chest to the bar, and reach. Full reach. All right. That exercise is very similar to the next exercise. If you have gymnastics rings or a TRX, I'm going to show you the benefits of using those devices. If you have access to gymnastics rings or a TRX or any kind of suspension trainer that looks like this, you're going to set it up, hopefully in a stable attachment. If you have a squat rack or again a Smith machine, you're going to put something down to put your feet against, and you're getting that same position that you use for your inverted row. About 45 degrees or maybe slightly less to begin with. All right, again, this is going to improve or challenge strength, stability, acceleration, deceleration, compression of the arm. What's nice about the TRX or rings is that it allows the hand to rotate. So as I follow through here, my arm naturally is going to pronate. All right, it's going to have its natural. The opposite would be this, and this is just absolutely not natural, and it's a very compromised position in the shoulder. All right, thumb's going to go down, or palm's going to go down. In this position, we can take the shoulder through that natural rotation or range of motion. Set up with your feet against something stable. Palms will start down. This is that horizontal 3 o'clock position. And then pull, hold, and reach. Palms down. Rotate. Rotate. I have to be long and strong in this position. We've covered exercises that build sufficient strength and stability in these two zones of motion, 6 o'clock and upwards of 9 o'clock. We're now entering that 12 o'clock position where vertical pulling and vertical pressing train not only the shoulder muscles and the muscles around the shoulder complex, but also the muscles of the core to fulfill their role as being a stable foundation for the upper body to be stable upon and organized and positioned properly upon, whereas machine-based or sitting-based exercises negate the contribution or are insufficient in assessing the muscular teamwork between the core and the upper body. So push-ups and presses, pull-ups and push-ups are better options to challenge, again, that communication, that teamwork between this large group of muscles, okay, and the upper body muscles. In pull-ups, we want to stay long. Okay? We want to stay long with our arms. We want to stay long with our torso. We don't want to kick our feet back behind us and arch our back as we pull. We want to have a nice vertically stacked posture, and especially at the bottom, we want to get real long. Challenge this core strength with length in the shoulder muscles, right, to get in this properly organized position. Again, as I'm pulling up, we don't want to stick our butt out and make this more of a horizontal exercise. We want to keep this as vertical as possible. Right? Eyes straight ahead. Keep body as vertically oriented as possible. Pull all the way up and all the way down. All the way up and all the way down. All right, there are many ways to progress to pull-ups, which I'm not going to get into in this video. Another option is just simply hanging exercises, holds, okay, and core exercises. So you can challenge your grip and shoulder endurance and strength by just getting up here and holding, focusing on your grip, all right, teaching the shoulder to be, letting the shoulder know that it's safe to go overhead. There are many ways to get overhead, okay? If you're still having issues being comfortable getting in this position, but you can hang, we're one step closer to letting the body know that we're safe. We're going to be safe and healthy in the pitching circle. Okay? But if you're not strong enough to do pull-ups, you can do these core exercises. Just bring your knees up to your chest. Stay long, stay vertically arranged and organized. Bring your knees up to your chest. Hold. And down. Bring them up. Lower one down as far as you can. Bring it back up. Get it as long as you can. Bring it back up. Okay, 10 on each leg. So, if you're strong enough to do pull-ups, get after it. I've shown you band-assisted versions in a previous video. You can also do the pull-up holds or some core exercises, which are sufficient. An exercise that I'm not going to demonstrate in this video because I've demonstrated it often in the 2014 strength training videos is push-ups. And I've given you a variety of variations that you can choose from based on your ability. So very low-level introductory progressions and then more advanced options as you get stronger at push-ups. But again, push-ups are going to improve the strength in the pecs and some of the shoulder stabilizers to accelerate, pull that arm through the throw zone, but also, as I talked about, fulfill their role in resisting extension behind the body, or at least tolerating extension, building integrity in those muscles. Ideally, that would be worked out with proper skill training and technique, all right, but there's no harm in building better integrity and strength in the muscles in front of the shoulder complex. The next exercise that I am not opposed to for overhead athletes is pressing. Okay, you want to start light and you always want to stick with good technique, but this is for softball pitchers. This is going to strengthen the deltoids and strengthen the overhead motion. We need to clear softball pitchers for overhead motion. The shoulder muscles, the deltoid, the shoulder stabilizer muscles, the rotator cuff, the scapular muscles, and the major engine prime mover muscles, pecs, and lats and core all need to work as a team to guide the arm overhead and get in an optimal position. All right? As you'll see in this motion here, all right, what I'm doing is I'm challenging the core and shoulders and training the deltoids to get that arm in a safe overhead position, pain-free. For your strength coach, this is a great assessment of teamwork between the core and the shoulder. All right? Can I stay in an optimally aligned position and press overhead? Can I organize overhead, or do I default into extension as I press? Because your athletes, they can't get the arm overhead in a press organized here good core stability and posture and press overhead are probably not going to be able to get that arm overhead without breaking or defaulting again into extension in the throwing motion. Okay? Overhead is overhead, pressing or pitching. Right? It's communication and teamwork between the core and the shoulder. So in the press, with a light bar, right, elbows are going to be pressed out underneath the hands. Core will be organized with good posture. Okay, I start back toward my heels, so I give my body space to press the bar. I shift more toward the arch of my foot. The bar finishes behind my ears. Back toward my heels, lower the bar above my collarbone. Elbows stay pressed out underneath the hands. Again, back on my heels to give myself room to press. Bar settles behind my ears, pressed out to the ceiling. I don't default again into extension as I try to lift something overhead. I don't want to default into extension as my arms break and I enter again that 12 o'clock position. So it's challenging the core and the shoulder muscles.